I'm here with Darrow Miller of Disciple Nations Alliance with his new book, LifeWork, a biblical theology for what you do every day. And we just wanted to take some time to talk to Darrow about why he wrote the book. Darrow, where did this idea originate?
This idea, Tim, originated in a sermon of my mentor, Francis Schaeffer, entitled Occupy Till I Come. And in this sermon, he was saying that every Christian is to be engaged in the advancement of Christ and his kingdom. Not just professional missionaries, but we are to occupy our life, occupy our work for Christ and his kingdom. And this sermon had a powerful effect on my life. Up until this point, I was a dualistic Christian. I believed in the spiritual life and then the secular life. And religiously, I functioned in the spiritual realm, but in my college, in my work life, I was functioning like a secularist. And suddenly, this sermon challenged me to think and to begin to act differently. I could no longer separate my life between the spiritual and the physical, but Christ wanted to work in and through all of my life for his kingdom.
What was it that pushed you over the edge coming from that day until today to wanting to write and publish this book?
As I began to speak internationally, everywhere I would go, people would say, "You need to write on this subject. This is critical for the church in my country. It's critical for me as a Christian." Or businessmen would say, "I wish I had heard this before I started my business 20 years ago. It would have changed everything about how I did my business." And about 10 years ago, two good friends, Moses Kim and Bob Osborne, sat down and they said, "Darrow, you need to write on this subject." And that was the birth of the writing process, as it were.
What changes do you hope will take place in people's minds and in their behaviors as they read this book?
Well, I like the way you said this, in their minds and their behaviors, because as a man thinketh, so is he, it says in Proverbs. And we need to begin to bring about a shift in thinking, a shift in mindset. For too many years now, the church has focused in this dichotomized fashion, and people who are Christians, who are in business, or they're policemen or farmers, and they want to grow in Christ, they think they need to leave their profession to become a missionary and go overseas. And most mission organizations are recruiting people to leave their profession and go overseas to do God's work. So we need to change the way people think. And as they begin to function from a biblical paradigm, a whole new world will open for them of how they can serve Christ and his kingdom in the world where God has deployed them. In the public square, in the marketplace, in the arena where they are, whether it's at the university or the factory or in the office building or out on the farm, that God will use them there for his kingdom's sake.
Thank you so much, Darrow. We want to invite you to check out more about LifeWork and visit mondaychurch.org. Thanks so much.
Thank you, Tim.